My name is Daniel Maselli. I currently work at the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. As the first head of the newly established Secretariat for the Swiss Commission for Research Partnerships with Developing Countries, I gladly remember some special moments and episodes of the pioneering initial period. The first episode relates to the unpronounceable acronym which I proposed to the newly elected Commission members. The KFPE abbreviation was derived from the German name of the Commission. I was convinced that we better only introduce a single acronym and refrain from creating other ones when translating the Commission's name into other languages. I still believe this was a wise decision. The second episode relates to the 11 principles or commandments, as Professor Thierry Freivogel, the first KFPE's president, and me used to say. It was a very creative moment where we struggled to truly change the attitudes and ways in which research institutions and individuals from the so-called North would collaboratively work with the South in the future. And I'm very proud that these principles made their way to all four corners of the world, thus shaping research partnerships between the global North and the global South. The third episode relates to the very first international conference on research partnerships worldwide, which I happened to organize for the KFPE in Bern in March 1996. Despite no experience and modest funds, we managed to gather scientists as well as policy and decision makers from 66 different countries to participate in the three-day conference. It was a turning point also for Switzerland, since the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation and the Swiss National Science Foundation publicly agreed to develop a new funding modality for North-South partnerships based on a matching fund principle.
Hi everyone, I'm Smita Premchandar. I have known KFP now for about 20 years because I was in touch with KFP a little before I came to Switzerland to finish my PhD. So at that time we had a research project with Sampark, which is the NGO that I'm a founder member of in Bangalore in India. And we had a research project where Sampark was a resource organization for NADIL in Zurich for one of their programs on sustainable livelihoods. This was followed up with another research project where Sampark became a partner of CDE, which is Center for Development and Environment in the University of Bern, Department of Geography. These partnerships were so respectful of Indian partners, and just at the same time I came in touch with KFPE. So I wrote with KFPE and CDE some papers on how North-South partnerships could be more equal. At the time, CDE was engaged with National Center for Competence in Research, NCCR North-South. And this NCCR North-South, which was funded by the Swiss National Science Foundation as well as the Swiss Development Corporation, this partnership had North-South equity at its heart. So KFP was actually carrying the agenda which was at the heart of everyone. It was in Switzerland, research partners in Switzerland, the development community, and KFP was at the same time giving people the chance to articulate as well as keeping a very gentle eye over what was going on. So it was very important that I connected at that time, and I was invited to be a contributor to KFP's work because it helped me articulate not only my issues, not only Sampark's issues, but also articulate the needs of people from other developing countries. I have to say this was very, very strongly supported by both NADIL and CDE, and CDE even provided me with a post-doctoral fellowship to work on gender and sustainable development, and we guided research of people in 9 countries together. My co editor of the book on gender and sustainable development and I. So even though their research uh, guides were different, but we got to work with them to develop the idea of gender and sustainable development. And in all this process, the KFP principles of North South equitable research were applied. And we were really watching and making sure, and this was a hugely valuable experience. For 2 decades now, I tell everyone about KFP and KFP principles and all the work that KFP does. And I'm sure that they have been benefiting from all the tools that KFP has put out on its website and continues to do. Thank you.
The Commission of Research Partnership KFPE is well prepared to link scientific evidence with praxis, and this thanks to the large network the organization has built up in the last 25 years. A network with people from both inside and outside research communities. I still remember well the moment, that was in late 1990s, when the Commission asked me if I would be interested and willing to join their organization. My first reaction was quite ambivalent. I asked me what could be my role in an organization of professors and scientists, me a simple representative of an NGO, not having any more close contact with research communities. But then I realized the KFPA has and had a broad definition of what a research partnership is, including so-called stakeholders and beneficiaries from the politics, from civil society, practitioners and administration. This broad definition of what a partnership is the key of KFPA's success. With a budget of less than $500,000, the organization can be considered as a small institution. This is in financial terms. But on the other hand, there is a remarkable outreach. During my time as a member, I was in contact with hundreds, probably thousands of people from all regions of the world. And I learned a lot, probably the most important thing. Generating evidence, generating scientific results and knowledge is only one part of the coin. Transferring, adapting and spreading the other. There is a long way of transferring evidence into practice. This is even more true in view of the global challenges we are faced with today. And KFPE, thanks to their big networks, is prepared and able to go this long and probably stony way with their partners.